Did you know there's a country where the sheep outnumber the people? Can you imagine a place that's the birthplace of Halloween and goes all out for St. Patrick's Day, dyeing rivers and beers green with excitement? Well, get ready, because today we're diving into Ireland, unveiling 50 fascinating and lesser-known facts about this lively nation. So, as the Irish say, let's dive in. Did you know that Ireland is the third largest island in Europe and ranks 20th in the world for island size? And speaking of mind-blowing facts, the Titanic, the most iconic ship in history, was built in Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland. If you ever swing by the city, don't miss out on the Titanic Museum, where you can dive deep into the ship's rich history, from its majestic construction to its tragic fate. Interestingly, the Irish language doesn't have exact words for yes or no. Responses are given by repeating the verb from the question in an affirmative or negative way, like when asked, "Are you going to the store?" and answering "I am" or "I'm not." Ireland is divided into 32 counties, with 26 of them being part of the Republic of Ireland and the other 6 belonging to Northern Ireland. Moreover, the island is a major hub for multinational corporations, especially in the tech sector, with giants like Google, Facebook, and Apple setting up their European headquarters in Dublin. Before we move on with the video, I've got a tip for anyone interested in meeting and chatting with women from other countries. I've left a link in the pinned comment for a reliable website that only allows profiles of real people. Click on the link in the pinned comment to start meeting new people. And let's not forget about the Listún Varna Matchmaking Festival, an annual event celebrating love and marriage, keeping alive a tradition dating back to the 17th century. If you're a movie buff, you've probably been enchanted by the stunning landscapes of Ireland in films like Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Next time you watch these movies, pay attention to the natural settings that serve as a backdrop and bring a magical touch of Irish lands. Ever heard of the spice bag? This dish is a real crowd pleaser in Ireland for those seeking a quick meal. It consists of breaded chicken pieces mixed with fries and seasoned with a selection of spices, all shaken together in a paper bag. It's so tasty that it's hard to stop eating once you start. Ireland also holds the record for having the highest proportion of redheads in the world. About 10% of Irish folks are redheads, and almost 40% of the population carries the recessive gene for red hair. Did you know there's a small village in Ireland called Holywood? Located in County Wicklow, this picturesque village was established long before its famous namesake in California. Despite appearing small on the map, Ireland stretches across 32,595 square miles and is home to over 5 million people. The Irish are known for their excellent sense of humor and love for crack, a local expression meaning fun and lively conversations. Did you know that Halloween, with its typical jack-o'-lanterns and trick-or-treating, comes from an ancient tradition? It all started with Samhain, a Celtic festival that marked the end of the harvest season and welcomed winter. Now let's talk a bit about Ireland. St. Patrick's Day, for example, is much more than just a regular holiday. It's a celebration that lasts for a whole week in March. Interestingly, blue was originally associated with St. Patrick, but over time, green took its place, influenced by Ireland's nickname, the Emerald Isle, and its green flag. Moreover, Ireland is one of the youngest countries in Europe, with almost 40% of its population under 29 years old. This youthful energy certainly adds to the country's dynamism. The Irish have a charming and quirky way of estimating distances. They use the throwing of stones, which can involve a leap, a light run, and a brisk walk. Although it might seem a bit imprecise, this method reflects their culture's charm. Finally, if you're picturing a place without snakes, Ireland is the perfect destination. While legends credit St. Patrick with driving these reptiles into the sea, the truth is that Ireland has been snake-free since the Ice Age, a feature attributed to its cold climate and geographical isolation. If you thought Irish folks had a special thing for beer, you hit the nail on the head. Every year, each Irish person knocks back an average of 131.1 liters of beer. With a passion like that, it's no wonder the country boasts some of the best pubs on the planet. And what about that famous Irish luck? Well, maybe it's not just a myth. Ireland ranks among the wealthiest nations in the world when it comes to average wealth per person. Seems like that famous pot of gold at the end of the rainbow might have some truth to it. For all you oyster lovers out there, Galway is the place to be. The city hosts an international oyster festival every year, complete with an oyster shucking championship. Speaking of national icons, Ireland is home to Guinness, the renowned stout beer that's practically a national symbol. Every day, over 10 million pints of Guinness are poured in Dublin alone. And how about some quirky phenomena? In Ireland, there's a spot called the Magic Road in Waterford, where cars seem to defy gravity and roll uphill. Is it magic or just optical illusion? That's one experience to see and believe. Now, on to the weather. Ireland is famous for its frequent and gentle rains, so much so that locals have over 50 different ways to describe the precipitation. Talk about a wet vocabulary. Before we move on with the video, I've got a tip for anyone interested in meeting and chatting with women from other countries. I've left a link in the pinned comment for a reliable website that only allows profiles of real people. Click on the link in the pinned comment to start meeting new people. Did you know that Ireland is a trailblazer when it comes to gender equality? Back in 1990, the country made history by electing Mary Robinson as its first female president, a major milestone for the nation. Picture a city that throws a festival in honor of a goat. In Killorglin, nestled in County Kerry, they host the Puck Fair every August, a quirky event where a wild goat is crowned king and reigns for 3 days. Ireland is also famous for its abundance of castles, boasting over 30,000 structures, including ruins scattered throughout its landscape. Many of these castles, like Ashford Castle in County Mayo, have been transformed into luxurious hotels. And speaking of music, Ireland holds the record for the most wins at the Eurovision Song Contest, with 7 titles, the highest number among all participating countries. They sure take their music seriously. If you're into marine life, the Dingle Peninsula, also in County Kerry, is a must-visit destination. There, Fungi, a wild bottlenose dolphin, has been delighting locals and visitors alike for over 3 decades. If you're a fan of hot chocolate, you owe that pleasure to an Irishman named Sir Hans Sloane, who's credited with inventing this treat back in the 18th century. For all you lovebirds out there, here's a fun fact. The remains of Saint Valentine, the patron saint of lovers, rest in Dublin. They're kept at the Whitefriar Street Carmelite Church, a real pilgrimage spot for those who love romantic stories. Sports in Ireland have a special charm, especially Gaelic football and hurling. These regional games are among the fastest in the world and offer a unique experience for spectators. The Cliffs of Moher are another sight to behold. Rising 700 feet above the Atlantic Ocean, these cliffs offer some of the most spectacular views in Ireland, drawing visitors from all over the globe. Ireland is also famous for its equestrian tradition, hosting some of the most prestigious horse racing events globally, like the Galway races, which attract enthusiasts from around the world. When it comes to generosity, the Irish shine too. They're often recognized in global rankings for their contributions to charity work, showing their altruistic spirit. And last but not least, if you're into mysteries, you'll be enchanted by the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland. This natural phenomenon, made up of around 40,000 basalt columns, is the backdrop for many local legends and myths, piquing the curiosity of visitors to the site. Ireland is a land of captivating traditions and striking landscapes, known for its unique contributions to culture and hospitality. Among the must-have experiences is Irish dance or step dance, made famous worldwide by shows like Riverdance. You might just find yourself trying out a few steps during your visit. In Dublin, the famous St. James's Gate Brewery, where Guinness is brewed, boasts an impressive 9,000-year lease, showing Arthur Guinness's confidence in the long-lasting success of his beer. When you receive a Seed Mile Fáilte in Ireland, know that you're being greeted with 100,000 welcomes, an expression that perfectly reflects the warmth and friendliness of the Irish. If you're looking for a revitalizing experience, don't miss out on County Sligo, where the tradition of seaweed baths, dating back centuries, is known to rejuvenate the skin. Dublin is also home to one of the largest urban parks in the world, Phoenix Park, which is over twice the size of Central Park in New York, offering a vast green area for relaxation and leisure. For history buffs and bohemians alike, Ireland is home to Sean's Bar in Athlone, Europe's oldest pub, serving customers since the year 900. And for those seeking a unique challenge, the Blarney Stone awaits brave visitors to kiss it, and according to legend, receive the gift of eloquence. But beware, you have to lean backwards over a cliff to reach it. In Ireland, joy and cultural quirks overflow, starting with the annual Redhead Convention. This event is a festival that celebrates all things ginger, including music, parades, and even fun competitions like carrot tossing, providing a weekend full of fun and bonding for those with fiery hair. The Irish love for tea is equally remarkable. Rain or shine, morning or night, there's always a moment to savor a cuppa. In fact, Ireland is one of the biggest per capita consumers of tea on the planet. One of the country's quirkiest sports is road bowling, where the goal is to roll a ball along a road trying to complete the course with the fewest throws. Despite sounding unusual, it's an extremely fun activity. Few know that the first submarine was an invention by John Philip Holland, an innovative engineer from Ireland. And if you think New Zealand is the only nation with more sheep than people, Ireland surprises with its nearly 5.5 million sheep, outnumbering inhabitants and adding another peculiar charm to its green landscape. Ever pictured a town with just 291 residents? Well, in Ireland, there's one called Anascal, a tiny spot with a tight-knit community. Taking a leap into history, it was in Ireland that Richard Crosby pulled off something amazing. In 1785, he built his own hot air balloon and flew nearly 16 miles, marking the country's first flight. Speaking of demographics, Ireland boasts a pretty balanced gender split, with roughly 981 men for every 1,000 women. And for the booze aficionados, here's a fun fact. Whiskey owes a lot to the Irish. The very word whiskey comes from the Irish whisk beatha, which translates to water of life. Those were just a few fascinating facts about Ireland, a nation brimming with history and culture. If you enjoyed this tour of Ireland and are keen to keep uncovering more about Europe, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. We're excited to take you on this journey of discovery. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.